Welcome to another episode of Ask Vydia, episode number 3, with special guest this week. Very excited. That'll be me, the CEO, Roy Lamanna of Vydia, and then Misha, our familiar face from the first 2 episodes. She is here again, and she'll be here next week because we shot that already and they're out of order. But let's not confuse ourselves with unnecessary details. This week we answer some really cool questions like
how to get a Vevo sticker.
How to get a Vevo sticker. How do ad rates work? How do I get paid?
Is everything guaranteed?
What if I own the video and someone else owns the audio? How does the money work? Is it split? I don't know. I mean,
Let's find out.
We're gonna find out right after this.
And the push and pull to tear us apart, but the memories are worth more than the stars. And you know it, yeah, you know it.
All right, thanks for sticking with us through that intro. Our first question is from Roberto Lopez, and his question is: so I pay $35 for distribution. Is it 100% guaranteed that'll be passed on to channels, or is it just for them to kind of check out whether or not? Question mark. All right, so it's not a guarantee. What we're doing is that we're actually submitting on your behalf. We're making the process super simple. We do all the sub form. We actually also incur a submission fee in the majority of times to send it to the networks. We fill out the proper paperwork, get it to legal standards and practices. We also make sure that the programmer considers it for viewing and get into the music meeting, whether they're daily, weekly, bi-weekly, or however they do it. And our goal is to make sure that they're making a decision based on the quality of the content, not because you didn't know how to submit it or it was edited wrong or there was logos when there shouldn't be logos. And so our goal is here is to kind of help you out with that process and help you make more informed decisions. And we're constantly kind of evolving that process and making it as good as possible. And we've had some great successes, and we always tell everyone to make sure you check out our Twitter feed because we've put up a lot of really cool videos up there that have been added to networks each and every week. And so kind of check that out and kind of say, oh, that's really cool, and you get a really good sense of like what they're adding and what they're not.
You can check out site news also on Vydia.com. We also put details there on who's getting accepted for what network. And when you're submitting the video to us, if you have some key bullet points, like 1 or 2 about your video, definitely give that to us so we can pass that over to the programmers at those networks to help you out. It'll definitely add to maybe the success of the video being played on that network.
Yes, we have some really good informative stuff in our blog, which you can check out in the, I think it's over here. Over there, the comment
while you're
section.
there, subscribe while you're there.
Yes, exactly.
Why not? What are you doing?
Subscribe to the left, my right, your left. No, whatever. You'll find it. So, and so we have some other questions. And let's move on.
Camille. Drayton wants to know. So if I pay $79, will I have the same Vevo sticker as Drake and J. Cole?
Yes. Next question.
2 of my favorite artists, and yes. You will get a Vevo sticker as well as the white Vevo watermark during playback. Yes. Alte from Spanish Town, Jamaica wants to know.
Okay.
If I make the video and someone else uses the song, how do I get paid for the video part? They take all the money and give it to that part of the song. It's not right. How does that split?
He's
work?
right. It's not right. And YouTube doesn't think it's right. We don't think it's right. And it's not the way it happens. So it is right. It's actually right. So there's 6 different copyrights when it comes to any music video, right? So there's 4 in a composition. The composition is defined as the lyrics and melody. There's 1 on the master recording, which is the actual recording of it, and then there's 1 for the actual visual portion of it. Now we go into explain this into like really great depths on our YouTube channel. There is 2 really cool videos that we've created to kind of explain how Content ID works. And essentially what it does is that if you're uploading a piece of content, you own there's a partial, you own 1 of the 6 copyrights, someone else owns 2 of the copyrights, someone else, another person owns 3 of them, or however it's split up.
You'll get paid on the portion that you own.
Yeah, it'll split up accordingly, and so it's that's why it's very important And we just rolled out actually our public beta of Content ID that is available. So if you're watching this, we're filming this in September, second week in September.
Yep.
It's going to be available to everyone hopefully by October. As always, if you want to be part of beta, private betas of like new product rollouts, make sure to kind of email us at support@vydia.com. But to go back, I digress. We want to, you want to make sure that you kind of establish your copyrights, what you own and what you don't. And if you're uploading something that licenses someone else's song, then Content ID will essentially split up the revenue accordingly and pay the appropriate right holder. So
there's more information about that answer down below. Check out the link to our blog. There's lots of information on Content ID.
We'll link directly to the articles that are created by Mike from our office, who actually used to work at YouTube. So who better to answer these questions than an actual person that worked inside of YouTube for over 2 years. So
awesome. Our next question.
Yes.
Comes from Anastasia.
2-part question.
Yep, 2 for 1. Wants to know, to get a Vevo channel at Vevo.com, do we need to pay $79 per year? Am I right? It's $20 per year per artist to monetize all of your videos through Vydia. And that's on like Vevo, Muzu, Content IDing, and all the fun stuff that we're going to roll out in the immediate future. Yes. For $79, however, if you'd like a custom YouTube Vevo channel, you can do that. It's only a one-time fee. Also, information about that is in the blog, so make sure you are checking out our blogs. Anastasia also wants to know, are you allowed to upload the same video to other YouTube channels? Of course, you want to only have that video once on Vevo.com. However, if another user per se uploaded it on their YouTube channel, of course we can Content ID it and monetize it for you. If you're going to put it on your own personal YouTube channel and your Vevo, it's kind of splitting the viewers now in half. So now they have to decide, do they want to watch it on your personal or your Vevo, when you make more money with them watching it on your Vevo. So maybe just leave it on the one channel if you can. Hope that answered your question.
Yeah, you typically don't want to split up, views. That's just not good practice. So, if you want to upload a video to your own YouTube that you have created already and is established, then there's no need to pay the $79 to create the YouTube Vevo, because the $79 is only for that YouTube Vevo. You'll still get a Vevo channel and all the other stuff, and you'll still get enjoy all the ad rates of the of the partner sold ads through Vevo, which typically yield the higher CPMs. It's just, won't create that extra YouTube Vevo, which you can create, and we're more than happy to do. And right now, I think we have a 6 to 8 week backlog on that, just because, that is a manual process, and there are a lot of people who.
A lot of people want a Vevo channel.
Yes, and so we ask everyone to kind of be patient while we're creating this stuff, and if you have any questions during the process, always just be sure to email us.
Awesome.
Next question.
And last question comes from Matt M. Matt wants to know, how does Vevo make me money where having a YouTube channel would not?
Good question, Matt. Very good question. So in terms of how much money you make when it comes to YouTube, it's very important to understand how ads are actually sold, right? And the reason why is because you're not getting a guaranteed CPM. You're getting a percentage of what the ad is actually sold at. So if you're uploading to your YouTube channel, I just started a YouTube channel, and my cat does something super cool. I'm like, I want to make money off of that. I'm like, all right, cool. I upload it, turn on advertising, and then what's going to happen is that it's typically going to be auction sold ads, right? And so auction sold ads is that's essentially AdWords, right? So when you go into AdWords, and if you're a local plumber and you want to pay like 40 cents per 1,000 views, they're going to place that ad on someone's cat video, and they're going to get a percentage of it, right? So they're going to make less than probably 20%. Because YouTube has this unlimited inventory of they could, no matter what someone's willing to pay, they could put it onto content. There's so much video content that has no ads on it because they can't sell enough to meet the inventory. So it's just a supply and demand thing. So the cool thing about Vevo is Vevo are partner sold ads, right? And so they're not auction sold. They're actually sold by an ad sales team that has a guaranteed inventory that's within a specific demographic. They sell for a minimum CPM. So if you called up and you ran a business and you said, hey, I want to run some ads against some Vevo videos, and I say, okay, well, it's a minimum ad buy of X, and the CPM, it needs to be at least, $15 to $30 or whatever they sell it for. But it is much higher than, you can't buy $1 per 1,000 ads through them. It's just they're not gonna do it. And so because of that, and if they sell it at $30, let's just say, you're gonna get, because you get a percentage of that after they essentially pay just platform fees and fees to pay the ad sales team for commission for actually selling the ads. But at the end of the day, what we find is that even with all those cuts, you still end up making more than if you went to YouTube directly. So artists on the channel typically yield a higher CPM. We compare US to US because ad sales also vary from territory. So if you're selling an ad in Mexico versus one in the US, US ads are going to be higher. You're going to get paid more. So if you get a lot of US views, you're gonna make more. If you get a lot of views from Mexico, it's going to be not so much, and that's just the way it works. So it's very kind of key to understanding how much you make is understanding how ads are actually sold. And so partner sold ads are always going to yield higher CPMs than auction sold ads. And with that said, we feel like the main thing to concentrate on is not the actual CPMs. It is on the total views. And so, the quickest way to make a ton of money, total revenue, is to really drive the views up, create awareness for a video. If I will take a video, a $1 CPM, and a video with 1 billion views any day of the week. Simple math. It's $1 billion. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot.
It is a lot of money.
So views equal money. So try to promote and create awareness for your video to drive in those views, which would then in turn earn you lots of revenue.
Yes. And we're at Vydia, we're trying to constantly create tools and new cool things to help really drive views, because that's essentially our main concentration. So Misha's gonna give you a little insight into what else Matt had in store for us.
The rest of Matt's question: do these networks license the video and pay the artist a licensing fee? And he's talking about distributing your video to television networks.
Yes.
So
which we answered before.
Which we kind of answered before, correct?
Not about the licensing fee, though.
So the
Misha's gonna answer that now.
At some point. Do these networks license the video and pay the artist? So we per se do not pay the artist for the licensing fee, but the network will go through your PRO, so your performance rights organization. So that's who you want to contact as far as getting any sort of payment for using your video on TV networks. When we send it over to them, it's normally for promotional use only, which in turn, if picked up and rotated, would then earn you views on your Vevo or your Muzu channel.
Yes.
So it all kind of comes full circle from there.
It does. And so remember we talked about before, you can rewind the tape, the digital tape, and we talked about 6 different copyrights. Well, there's 4 copyrights on a composition. One of those 4 are actually the performance rights. And so that's the ability to perform your song in a public place. And so what happens is that companies like MTV and other broadcast networks, they pay a blanket licensing fee to the performance rights organizations, which are like in America, they are BMI, ASCAP, CSAC, things like that. Now, I do not know if they pay all the performance rights societies, because there's several around the world. I mean, there's a lot. There's like 20 or something, for the different territories. But the ones that they do pay, essentially what they have to do is that they have to, play your song, report what songs they played to the performance rights organizations in which they are affiliated with. And then those organizations are then tasked with kind of chopping up how much money that they charge them on a monthly basis, and then reallocating the money to the individual artists. Does that actually happen? I don't know. I mean,
it's supposed to.
Yeah, it's supposed to, and there actually is a cool service called TuneSat that actually collects and kind of monitors different network plays, so you can Because what happens is the network is supposed to send in cue sheets and report it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It's a lot of, it's hard to really kind of track and detect that kind of stuff. And so, so TuneSats are actually a really good service for kind of monitoring and seeing if organizations are using your songs, and so you can report it to the PRO if the network doesn't do it. And then I think that's it. I think we're good, right?
So thank you guys so much for sending in your questions using a hashtag AskVydia. We look forward to seeing all the other questions that you have for us.
Yes.
And whomever else will be with us next week.
And they should also do what?
Subscribe and link.
Yes, subscribe, and then we're going to have all the links. So like anything we're talking about, we have some really cool blogs. We have some other like YouTube videos and stuff like that. So all the stuff that we talked about, you're gonna check out. We're gonna put it in the description box, and then please like comment, and then of course, as always, use the hashtag #AskVydia for any other questions.
Yep.
Sound good? All right.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And the push and pull